The purpose of today's screencast is to show teachers the way to get to your math screeners if you're using those that have been developed by South Central, and also learn how to put in the answer key, and then also learn how to have those be self-graded by an extension or an add-on called Flubaroo. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to open up your Drive account either on an iPad or your computer. And because we are the owners of those math screeners, we are sharing those with individual schools and or teachers. So you're going to click on Shared with Me. And then quickly you can go to the top where it says Search Drive and just going to tap in Math Screeners. And you'll have a different set come in because we have shared with the individual teacher. But you see I have all of them there, and I'm just going to click into Math Screeners, the folder, and you'll see all of ours. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in, I'll just do kindergarten. And then inside that kindergarten folder, you're going to see a beginning of the year folder, a middle of the year folder, and an end of the year folder. So one of the things that your school is going to want to do is establish the timeline of when are we going to give the beginning of the year, when are we going to give the middle of the year, when are we going to give the end of the year. And so for the purpose of this, I'm just going to go into the middle of the year because that's kind of where we are. We're a little late, but it'll work. And there's your screener. So you're going to tap on that screener to open it up. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to up here at the top, you have your bar just like you do in Google or in Microsoft Word or whatever. And you're going to go to view the live form. You want to make sure you're in the live form. All right. So this is the screener itself. And the very first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you take the screener. You're developing the answer key when you take the screener yourself. So you're going to complete the screener. That's going to help to make sure, one, you're familiar with it before you give it to your students, and two, to help us make this screener the best possible screener that it can be. So in the very beginning box where it says student first name, what you're going to do is you're going to type in answer, and the last name is going to be key. And that way, when I show you the answers in the end, then you're able to find which one is actually the answer key. And so then you're going to go through and you're going to complete the screener. Okay. And then on this one, on your paper, write the numbers 0 to 10. And so at this question, you're going to have the student actually write on a piece of paper the numbers 0 to 10, and then you're going to key in the response for that particular student. You can change an answer. How many individual cubes? Okay. Does not show 5. What comes next from 7? Here they're going to count to 100 by tens. I'm going to correctly just score that after they do that. How many flowers are in the picture above? If I add one more flower, how many would there be? What's missing from the list below? And then you're going to submit. Now each grade level is going to be a little different, but you get the concept. And so now you see that you have completed that response. You bring the next student in and you just click submit another response. And there's your screener. It's ready to go for the next student that comes up. All right. So at this point, I'm going to X out of that. I'm going to go back to the tab where we first opened it up. And what I'm going to do is up here at the top, I'm going to click on View the Responses. Now, this is after all of my students have taken the assessment. I'm going to view the responses. And you're going to see where the answer, it's going to timestamp it. It's going to tell you the answer key. It should be the very first one. All right. And then what we can do is we can start to sort and filter that information out. Quickly, you see a snapshot of all of that information, each student, and you can go through and have them look. And you could grade it by hand, but it's going to take a lot of time. Secondly, if we want to grade it, we're going to go to click on add-ons in the toolbar, and we're going to get an add-on. And the add-on we want to go for is Flubaroo, F-L-U-A-B-R-O-O, F-L-U-B-A-R-O-O. So I found Flubaroo, and it's free, it's for education, and all I'm going to do is click on the blue plus ERA button. It's going to ask you about permissions, and I'm going to give it permissions, allow it to do all of that. And so now I have Flubaroo. So when I go to my add-ons, once you've collected student submissions in this sheet, choose Grade the Assignment from Flubaroo menu to grade it. Want to try out Flubaroo with sample submissions? Copy and paste the submissions into your sheet from here. All right. And then if you need to learn more, click on Learn More. And it has a lot of tips there for you and ways that you can use Flubaroo, maybe even more advanced ways than what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to click out of that. And so because we don't have a lot of information in this particular data sheet, a lot of responses, it may not grade it, but we're going to tell it, go to add-on, go to Flubaroo, grade the assignment. And it's working. And it's going to ask you here to find the best one. So what we want to do is it's going to want to know points. So you can assign different points for each one of these questions. I like to just use the standard normal grading where it's going to be 1 point, but you could adjust those if you needed to up to 10. And we're going to continue. Step 2, it wants to know which ones should be considered the answer key. So let's say you didn't have time to do the answer key, but you have a student that you know answered all of those correctly. All you're going to do is you're just going to pick the one that you think is the answer key. We actually have 2 here, so it's not a problem. Continue. And it's just going to help you know that it's doing that. There's another tip. It can accept more than one correct answer if you have that particular thing, but in this particular submission, we're not. So now all of a sudden you can see what the percent is for each one of those questions, and you can see how many points are possible, the number of counted submissions. Of course, we only have 1. The number of low scoring questions, you would see that, and then you would be able to just scroll over and see those answers. You can also download this and print this out. You can filter it like when you're using Excel. You can look at the data and let's see, there's one other under form, go to summary, show summary of responses, and it'll take this information and it will graph it for you. So you can see that it's going to show those graphs for you right there. I know it's not perfect because we don't have a lot of data in there, but at least this is showing you what you have access to. Also, feel free to watch this over and over and over again until you kind of get the hang of it. we'll be around tomorrow to help you with this. So feel free to ask us some questions. Hope this helps.